Hey guys, welcome to BLONITY. First, my little disclaimer, this is not financial advice, my own opinion and estimates. My estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify, understand the numbers, be aware of scammers, and you know the best how to invest your money. Please be aware that I'm invested in Mara, Riot, Hive, Argo, Bitfarms, H8, K1, DMG, DigiHost, Galaxy, Anycoin, Lux, and Blue Sky Digital Assets. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So this week, no minor comparison because, there's no big change, first of all, but I will show you the BMXI in this video a little bit later because the other charts are more or less the same than the last week because I'm working with moving averages, you know this, so there are no big changes. But on the BMXI, there are some very interesting developments in my opinion. So yeah, let's talk about this in a few minutes. First of all, let's talk about Bitcoin. So in the last few days, we had an incredible run here. And we are not far away from the all-time highs at 65,000. So we are building here this bull flag after we built the bottom here at 40,000 on this long-term trend line here. And yeah, since then we made more than 15,000 US dollars very fast within 1 week or so, or 2 weeks. Now we're building this bull flag here, and yeah, hopefully we're breaking up higher. And the new all-time high could be just around the corner. I mean, it's also possible that we get a new FUD attack and yeah, that we have to wait a little bit longer. But it seems right now that all the whales have accumulated enough and yeah, maybe they will let it run. Also, when we see the RSI here on the daily, we had this breakout here from this downtrend. And yeah, it continues to move higher, which looks also bullish. Let's go to the weekly. I mean, the weekly candle closed yesterday, so that's a big green candle, also a nice volume here, so that looks nice. Also the MACD here after was close to turning red, it's now opening here again, it's going more green. And when we go to the monthly here, yeah, there are still 20 days to go in October, but that's a huge green candle so far. Yeah, and when we look to the lows here, I think we often forget to look at the lows when we're talking about Bitcoin. We're always looking at the highs. But when we're looking at the lows, it's one straight line here up. So higher lows here. Of course, that was a little bit too much here, the Elon Musk pump or whatever. Now it looks a lot more substantial here. Okay, so the Bitcoin dominance is also a very interesting metric. I will go to the weekly here. I think this is important to spot to talk about the bull market. I mean, in 2017, when the bull market started, we dropped here big on the Bitcoin dominance from 90% to down to 35% here, and that was the top of Bitcoin because the altcoins, they outperformed Bitcoin, and that's why the Bitcoin dominance was dropping here. And we can see that time there were 3 steps here until the Bitcoin bull run ended. And then we entered the bear market. In the bear market, Bitcoin dominance is rising. And yeah, then the new bull market started here in 2020, 2021. So we had one big drop. And yeah, since then we are bottoming out here at 40%. And we are now rising again. So you could make the argument that we are now in the bear market and we will see this, we are here and we're starting here. But the difference here is we don't have a higher low here. So that's the same level here. We had a significantly higher low. And yeah, from the date here, this was here September, October area here, or it was starting in July. So like our drop we had. And it could be that we are right now here in this thing and we will have one last big leg for Bitcoin to the upside, of course, in the dominance to the downside, because the altcoins or a lot of altcoins could outperform Bitcoin again. And it would also make sense that Bitcoin dominance is going lower, so it makes a new a low here. Because yeah, there are a lot more altcoin projects out there. I don't tell you that they are legit, but yeah, that's how the market is. And yeah, it looks likely that the Bitcoin bull run will continue until at least at the end of the year. No guarantee, of course, but let's see. Ethereum on the long-term chart here is looking incredible here, incredibly bullish with since EIP 1559, a lot of ETH got burned, so that also adds supply pressure here. So very bullish on Ethereum. Okay, so when we look to the miners, there's a mixed picture. Most of them are underperforming Bitcoin right now, and that's what I want to focus in this video. So when we look at the Bitcoin at the 1-year chart, we can see that is up 390% from October to October here. So that's a great performance. When we go to Ethereum, it's up, it outperformed Bitcoin by 2x, so it's not 400, it's 800% up here on the 1-year chart. When we go to Hive Blockchain, it's 720, so Hive Blockchain outperformed Bitcoin. Very nice, with close to 2x here. And yeah, when we go to Mara did even better. Mara was that time very low. I mean, for Hive, we have to say that Hive had at that time already more or less good price, because Hive was very well known, and that was one of the go-to guys at that time of mining stocks. So it was higher here a little bit, so that's why the 700% looks a little bit less, but they were on a higher base here, in my opinion. When we go to Mara, close to 2000%, so incredible performance here. Also the chart looks here very nice. Yeah, and then we go to Argo. It's 2,500%, so Argo even outperformed Mara, it outperformed Ethereum, and it outperformed Bitcoin in that time period on the 1 year. So what I want to say is here again, Warren Buffett, I want to quote this guy. He says, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." In my opinion, this is very true, and it shows again, because I see a lot of capitulation right now happening, even before it really starts, in my opinion, also from long-term holders, especially from Argo right now, but also from other mining stocks. They say, okay, they're lagging Bitcoin, and that's why I'm selling. Yeah, I can tell you that's why I'm buying, because they are right now lagging. So I see it as a discount, because the value of these companies has gone up significantly in the last few days, in my opinion, because Bitcoin and Ethereum are up. So their holdings, their hash rate is more, has more value right now. And for me, that's a great buying opportunity here. That's how I see it. So for me, a successful investor is an investor who bets against the market. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I was shifting in the last 2 weeks more money into these more undervalued miners. I will show you short the BMXI here. So these 4 mid-cap stocks. So Argo is now it's getting close to 1 here. That means it's getting more and more undervalued. So last week it had again it was not rising, it was dropping. So I increased my position in Argo big, but my biggest position right now in my portfolio is Bitfarms, and Argo is number 2 because Argo dropped and Bitfarms had a little rise. But these 2 are my biggest positions now. Then there is HUD and Hive Blockchain. I think that right now that miners with, for example, hydro power generation have a little advantage, especially with fixed contracts, because we see now a crazy rise in fossil fuels in the price, and also grid miners will also have trouble there. So it's going to be interesting how the operational costs are impacted by these miners. So this is the BMXI right now here. What's also interesting that Argo and Bitfarms are coming close to DigiHost and DMG, so there's no big gap here anymore. So these are incredibly undervalued in my opinion, but also Hive Blockchain with these great financials, also very undervalued. What's also interesting is that Riot surpassed now Mara here for more undervalued. Always Mara was number 1 here of these 2 large cap stocks, but now Riot, because Mara had a nice rise in price, Riot not. I think for Riot there's a lot of pressure, for selling pressure. I think Northern Data sold a lot of stocks to acquire these new miner there from the Netherlands or so. Also, they had a huge ATM riot, so maybe they're selling stocks to the market right now, or they had. So this all leads together, but on the other side, they're building a huge 700 megawatt facility in Texas and so on. So I increased my position there a little bit because they're also mining not with fossil fuels. And I think that's right now, yeah, for me, that's important here. Okay, but yeah, let's move on. What's also interesting is that, yeah, Curtis Lucas made a lot of videos recently, and Ethereum 2.0 is delayed again, or it looks like that the difficulty bump is delayed until May 2022, or there's an EIP that proposes this, and yeah, surprise, surprise, the merge, it looks like the merge will happen later than sooner, and that is of course good for Hive blockchain because they're mining Ethereum, and for Hut 8. So these GPU cards, they will last longer for mining Ethereum if this happens, if this delay happens. I think it will. And so all this panic about proof of stake, yeah, I don't care about this anymore, because if it finally happens, you can stake the coins, what you can already do. You can go HPC or do some other stuff. And on the other side, Ethereum should rise in price like crazy when this proof of stake merge is going to be successful. So it's good when you hodl some Ethereum, definitely. We also have a nice newsletter here from Luxor. I really like this more and more. First of all, the hash price is above 35 cents per day per terahash right now. So mining profitability is going up. Also here it says that some folks are expecting $1 per terahash at the end of the year, so maybe when the bull run peaks. 1 year ago, approximately, I made a video in November where I said, okay, what I expect for the peak of the bull run. So I said something like $1.2 per terahash. So that's going to be very interesting where we end this bull cycle here in terms of mining profitability. So that would be a 3x from here. So miners would be a lot more profitable, but Bitcoin would have to go up 3x from here too. So then we are not far away from my target of 200,000. It looks unlikely right now until the end of the year, but I'm also okay if it happens next year. So let's see. So where are we right now in the bull run? When we look at 2017, 2018, in October, at the Google Trends here, for example, there was also no excitement. So that was October here. We were down here, and then it really started to took off. And that's when mainstream came in, because we smashed at that time, I think, the last all-time high, and that's when everything starts. So right now we are here. So it seems very boring. There is no big media attention right now. People are not Googling for Bitcoin. I think this is an indicator. And yeah, hopefully we get this breakout here when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. So I think when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, that's really the point of the beginning for media attention, and then for the miners to really start to outperform Bitcoin. That's what I'm hoping for. Here we can see the chart from the mining profitability again in the last bull run at the end of 2017 in December. We peaked here at $3.8, and in October, before, we were at 115, so it's more than 3 times higher at the peak. So we are right now here, so that would be somewhere here. Of course, the mining profitability will go down. We will not be here again because machines are more efficient. And when we look at the machines, at this bull run here, it was the S9. The S19 right now is approximately 3 times more efficient than the S9 in terms of hash rate per watt. So I think an S9 is approximately 100 joule per watt or so, and the S9 is at 30 joule or so. So it needs 3 times less energy to produce the same hash rate approximately. So in my opinion, it would make sense that the peak is gonna be 3 times lower than this one. So the last one was at 380. So the next one could be at 120, 130 in my opinion. So that's what I'm looking for, and that was I was telling in this video 1 year ago that this is my target. But we are far away from this, but yeah, let's see where we are going. Also, the transaction fees are very low right now in Bitcoin. Yeah, we in 2017, we were in October, we were also low, we were here. And yeah, then we had a crazy rise here in fee and reward here. So that's a percentage number here, the percentage of the whole block reward. So we are right now way lower. That is also due to an upgrade on the Bitcoin blockchain we had. But I think that the transaction fees should go a lot higher when FOMO kicks in. Let's see. When we're talking about hash rate is rising. Since the China exodus, we are not far away from the last highs before China exodus. So we're now at 150 exahash or so on the 7-day. I think we're at 145 exahash. So that's only rising. And yeah, difficulty is the expected adjustment in 7 days is approximately 0% right now. So that could change. Yeah, we will see. Yeah, the fossil fuels are getting, or the fossil power generation is getting more expensive. So coal prices have gone vertical here. For example, I think we're now at 240 US per metric ton. We're somewhere here. So that's gonna be more expensive for coal miners. Also, natural gas has gone through roof here. So it's good when you have these fixed contracts. Yeah, and I want to go back to the miners right now. Yeah, I mean, Argo is a good example. You know that I'm invested in a lot of mining companies, but I think Argo is the most hated right now, and I really like it to talk about these guys when everyone says, okay, it's over. Yeah, I want to go to October, November last year. Oh, let's go to October 20. When Bitcoin really just started to make little moves, but we were more or less at 10,000, 12,000 or so. And yeah, that was a very low point here for Argo Blockchain. At that time, it was at 5 pence or so. So it was close to zero. And then it started. And really in December, when Bitcoin broke the new all-time high at 20,000, more than 20,000, that was the time when Argo really started its rise. I think something like this will not happen again, but it's not new for me that Argo is underperforming until a while until it outperforms the others. So let's see whether this happens again. So I will show you what I did that last time. I really started to buy Argo Blockchain in August 2020, so I was very late in Argo. I started to buy Hive in 2017, with Hade 2018, then Bitfarms 2019, and early 2020 I started. Mara Riot in summer 2020 or so. And Argo was one of the last one, because they were not big in media and so on. But in August I started to buy because it looked very cheap here at 8 or 9 cents here at that time. So that's approximately 10 US dollar, 0.1 US dollars here. Yeah, and then in October it had a huge drop here, and I took advantage here and I bought the lowest price here for Argo so far at yeah, let's say 0.07 US dollars. But I continued to buy here in November, December, because I saw that time that the other miners are rising, Bitcoin is rising, and Argo at that time was still lagging. Also on my BMXI, which I was showing you that time, was underperforming, and that's exactly what I did. I bought in December. I continued to buy here, yeah, and then it took off, you know, and these were not small amounts of purchases there. In euro it was cheap, but the number was huge. I was buying there for me, but it really paid off, because when I finished to buy in mid of December or end of December, it really took off, and that's what I'm doing. The question is always, am I right or is the market right? So I'm always thinking that I'm right and the market is wrong, until I'm proven wrong. I want to be fair and tell you I was not always a strong hand. For example, I checked my sells, and I sold, for example, in 2020 when the huge Corona dump was, I sold Galaxy stocks, 16,000 of Galaxy Digital below $1 Canadian because I panicked at that time. And I panic bought later back at 150 or so. So I lost a lot of money because of this stupid order here. I will show you that time. That was in here, somewhere here. It was below $1 Canadian and I sold at that time. It's now at 23. It was at more than 40. So that was stupid at that time. And also with HUD 8, I mean, this summer I was close to capitulation. I mean, I think you know the story. I was telling HUD, if we don't get a big target for Bitcoin, I will reduce my position. And then they got really active. I don't think because of me, but maybe that was also a reason. And then they showed us their strategy. They want to go 6 exahash, and that was really the turnaround. But what I want to tell you, every time this happens, and when you make these mistakes and so on, the good thing, I was not selling HUD at that time, but I was not far away from selling. It makes you stronger. And I feel very confident in my strategy right now. I have no rush. I can wait for December to start until these stocks really start to pop. I don't need to hurry, because every time I had this, I was going through since the last 4 years. I was proven right. First with Hive, hodling through accumulate, then with Argo with the big rise. I was that time, my portfolio was I think 40% of Argo, and that really paid off. Then I increased HUD 8 this summer or spring, and HUD 8 now outperformed the others. And yeah, I'm now it's not that clear anymore. I think Argo is undervalued, Bitfarms, also Hive, but also HUD is so hyped right now. They can go a lot higher, of course. I think they're not that undervalued anymore, but they had a great turnaround, and it's a great company now. So they can go a lot higher. But also Riot is there with a huge facility. So the market is now a lot more leveled out. So in the end, I think if we get this crazy bull run, I don't think it doesn't really matter which stock you're picking. Even the scams will go up like crazy. I remember in the last bull run in 2017, there was an iced tea producer. I think at that time it was called Long Iced Tea. And they switched the name into Long Blockchain, and the stock was going up 10 times or so, but they had no blockchain or anything. I don't think they're existing anymore, because then they had a lawsuit from the SEC and so on. So yeah, the investors really they don't care about real value at that time. So I think a lot of those stocks will go up, but I really will go with, in my opinion, the blue chips, because then I can sleep a lot better. And yeah, when we go to Curtis Lucas videos here, he's doing great videos with a lot of research. I learned a lot here with, for example, this Ethereum 2.0 delay, which is also very interesting. But what was also interesting, what I experienced today, is that one of the most watched videos from him is, should you just buy Dogecoin instead? So that's what the investors really care of, Dogecoin, now Shiba Inu, and so on. So in my opinion, these are more or less scams, pump and dump or pump and run or whatever. So they will rise crazy, and then after that they will dump like crazy. Yeah, that's not my philosophy. I will always look for value and invest into these companies, and I can sleep a lot better. I can go through a bear market, no problem, with these companies, because I feel confident in these companies. Yeah, so that is my strategy here. So it's a little bit longer, the video, but yeah, I see a lot of these questions again. Why do these miners not move? Why is Argo not moving? Why is Argo dropping? And so on. I just want to tell you, I'm not concerned at all. I have seen this stuff before, and I will do or die with these companies I've chosen, whether it will play out or not. But I feel very confident because of my history here, my track record. It always shows that when you have patience, it pays off. When you understand the numbers, it pays off. And when the market is turning into another direction, it also often pays off if you bet against the market. But let's see, there is always no guarantee for anything. So what is now important is that Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. And I think that's the time when media comes in and these stocks are rising. Let's see. Okay, guys, so thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.